Hi guys, it's Mary Jo from MaryjoesCreations. Welcome back to my channel. Wow, my hair just does whatever it wants. This is what it decides it wants to do. But anyway, um, sorry. Like I said, welcome back to my channel. Let the craziness begin. It is day 10 of Vlogmas. 10. We're already 10 days in. Which means there's what, 14 days left till Christmas Eve. Okay. I do, by this weekend, want to start making actual Christmas items. Oh, you're falling. Let me see. Hold on. I'm going to take one of the squares that I made yesterday and put you on. Hold on. How's that? Is that better? I haven't been able to get a new tripod yet, so I'm doing the best that I can. Yesterday, while I was editing, and honestly now, I would have to go look back at the video. I don't remember which ones. I know I think it was this one, and this one, and was it this one I showed you guys? And, or was it this one? I can't remember, but last night while I was editing, technically today's video, that you saw today, I did 2 more squares. So I have 5 squares now. One of them is making sure the phone doesn't slide, so I'll show it to you in a little bit. But I am exhausted. Like I said in yesterday's video, I did go food shopping and I'm just like wiped out, but I want to sit here now. I think it's like 8 o'clock maybe. And I want to sit here for a little while and do some squares just to relax and do something that's a little mindless because, you know, for me, the granny stitch is, I love it because it is so mindless. I just, you know, I can just keep going and, but anyway, I was going to make more of the big squares, but I realized that the main squares that I wanted to do, which was 2 scrap squares a day from December 1st until December 25th, right? Because those squares, while I'm on break, I am going to sew them up, or not sew them. I'm actually going to do the join as you go stitch and make a blanket. I don't know how big the blanket is going to be, but we'll figure it out. So, as of right now, I only have 5 squares done. And as of today, I need to have 20. So I need 15. I don't know how many I can do because again, it's 8:19 or something like that. So I don't know how many I'm going to get done tonight because again, I do have to edit this video and get it up for tomorrow, which is actually today. I know I sound like a crazy person. That's all right. But I want to work on some of these squares because since they're small, they're only, I think, 5 rounds. Where is the one that I brought one in here because I, again, can't remember the hook size that I was using for these squares. So, why? Oh, for the love of Christmas. I swear to you, I just had it. Hold on. Okay. This is the squares that we're working on, right? And I believe it was a 5.5. Now, I think I can go back and see what hook I was using, but I don't feel like doing that right now. So I brought this square in here, and I did this little tiny piece here, and it looks to be the same size. So I'm good with that. I think it's the same size. We will definitely see once the square is done if it's the same size. But I believe it was this hook, the 5.5, because this is usually the one I gravitate to. 5.5, 6. Sometimes I'll use a 5 depending on, it really depends on what I'm making. But for the most part, especially when it's like hexy cardigans, at least for me anyway, hexy cardigans or like sweaters, it's usually from the 5.5 to the 6. But anyway, I believe this is the hook that I was using, right? Okay. I believe this is the hook that I was using. And if you've been here long enough, you know the drill. I can usually crochet for about an hour and a half before I have to take a break. So that's what we are going to do today. What the hell am I doing here? I don't know. Okay, I'm not even gonna attempt to see what I did there. We'll just go. But anyway, I need 15 squares. Don't know how many we will get done today. And I will also, like yesterday, be making a few while I edit. So I'm not sure how many I will get done by the end of the night before I go to sleep. But we are going to try and get as close to 15 as possible so that way we can keep it up by the, you know, and not have to do this again. Now, before I start, maybe y'all can give me your opinion. This is supposed to be a true scrap square blanket. Now, I have a ton of these little scraps that were left, right? And these I'm thinking of doing like the centerpieces, right? I have all these tiny bits that I want to use to make the centerpieces. Because they're small, so, you know, they'll go a long way. Or at least one round. Even if it's like part of a round, it doesn't matter. But these small ones are good to use for the centers, right? And this is the yarn that I have. I have this purple skein. Ball. Sorry. I have this blue ball. This one here that's variegated. I have 2 small lilacs. I don't know if you can really see the color. No, you can't. But I have these 2 scrap balls. I have this one left. I have this one. I have this one. Another one of that one over here. I have this purple, which is in between this one and this one. I have this pink, I have this one here, and I have this one here. This is all scrap. Now this yarn I do have more of, and this yarn I believe I do have a little bit more. I have more of this yarn. I think I have more of this yarn. But anyway, I don't know if this is going to be enough to make all 50 squares. So I might have to pull yarn from other places. But my question is this, like, I don't know if these colors are going to go together. I guess that's what a true scrap blanket is supposed to be, right? Like all funky colors and squares and all different. So, like, you tell me, should I just keep going and just trying to use all of this up and see how many this takes me, and just try to use these colors and put them in whichever way, you know? Or do you think that, I don't know. I would love to have someone's opinion if you think that the squares are coming out, because there's certain squares that I made that I already ran out of that scrap yarn. And I guess I never really did a true scrap project because, honestly, I never had scrap like that until now. And even now, it's not a lot because I haven't been crocheting for that long and I haven't built up a scrap stash, a really good one, because for the most part, I use almost all my yarn. When I buy yarn for a project, I, try to buy as close as possible. And, sometimes I'm not left with scrap yarn. So I have no idea. I think that because like, see this, like this green, that's all I have. And why does it come out so bright on screen? This green is, this scrap, that's the only green I have left. This blue here, I have little pieces. 2 little pieces. Like, and then I'm out. This teal here, I have like what's in the middle and like another little piece. Like, and then I don't have it to go anywhere else. Do you think it's going to look like bad? I don't know. You know what? I guess, like, I'm just going to stick with, my original plan and just use up all this scrap yarn and hopefully I have enough here to make 50 squares. But we shall see, right? Ooh. I guess we're going to find out soon enough. Now, I think that once I get these 15 done, I will have a better idea of whether or not I'll have enough scrap yarn here in this tuck, because this I'm going to use to start the centers, right? And those bigger pieces I'm going to use, and then, like, if I don't use, if they end up turning into little pieces, then they go into the bucket. And that's as far as I have planned right now. Sorry. For some reason today, it's been a hell of a day. So I guess I'm going to stick to my original plan, which is to just use whatever colors. Just pick at random and put them together, and if they come out funky, they come out funky. I'm not, this isn't for anybody but me anyway. So if it's, you know, funky and ugly and it's sitting in my living room or in my room, as long as I like it, that's all that matters, right? I guess. I don't know. At this point, it's like, I guess we're going to see how it turns out. I just, at this point, I'm like at a loss for words. I don't know if I should use up this entire, let me see. We're doing 5, right? 1, 2, 3. So this is 3. I'm trying to see, should I think this is all. Oh no, I have another big ball of that over there. This was just a little scrap piece, so you know what? Let's see how far it takes us. If I like it, or if I want to cut it off, then we'll just cut it off. But this is all I have left, so let's see how far it takes us. Hopefully it won't go all the way around. What in the world? This is actually the first time I'm sitting down to crochet all day. And I was getting anxiety because I haven't crocheted. Oh. All right. You know what? It is what it is. Now, I am going to close my eyes and reach over on this side and grab whatever. Okay, whatever I have no idea. I have no idea what it is. Okay. Wow, okay. Now, unlike my other scrap squares that I'm making, which is the purple and orange, the Halloween ones, because there is going to be more than just purple and orange. And then there's the ones I was making yesterday, which is a specific yarn. The ones in purple and orange are all just going to be Big Twist. The ones I was making yesterday are specifically all a specific type of loops and threads, which I think is the ombre. And I'm not sure, but I think I was saying I didn't know if it was like what scale. I know it was blue that I had, blue, and it's actually blue ombre, pink ombre, gray ombre, and purple ombre that I had. And honestly, the gray one had purple in it. It's, I believe they're all there. And that's all I have. So whatever, hopefully it'll be enough to make all the squares I want. But my point was, that's a specific yarn. The other big squares that I'm making is also all Loops and Threads Soft Classic Solid Colors. This one here is literally every other scrap that I have. There's Mainstay in here. There's Loops and Threads Soft Classic. There's Loops and Threads Multicolor. This is, I think, Loops and Threads Impeccable. This is Big Twist. So this one is truly just a whole mix and match of different brands. And there's variegated, there's solids. I think there's even some what is that? I think Mandela. And I think that most of these have, like, even though they're 5 rounds, they have like 3 colors. Who knows? But we are going to count the rounds in just a second. And then we are going, before we go any further, we're going to measure it to that square and see if it matches. If it does, then that means that I was using a 5.5, which I believe that I was. But who the hell knows at this point? My mind is so fried. I honestly, like, there's so many things that I want to do, and there's just not enough time. And I really wanted to make some Santa hats, a cardi. And it's like, I wanted to finish these whips, and now I'm not sure. The closer it gets to Christmas, I have to finish that baby blanket, and it's not going to be as quick as I thought it was, because my friend wants it a little bit wider, which is awesome. We got more yarn for it today. She wanted to make it a little wider, so she bought another skein of yarn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is going to be the last one. You know what? We're just going to do it all in blue. And I'm going to make it a little bit wider. So it might take, it is going to take a little bit longer than I thought. So I know that I don't have anything else, right? That's truly pending and has to be done, except for the blanket. Everything else is either deadlines or goals that I set for myself. And, you know, I'm the boss, so if I want to change it up, it's, you know, like, I'm not going to yell at myself. Although that might be a possibility. But, no, like, you know, I realize that I can pretty much change if I want to, because I'm the one doing this for myself, right? I was the one who wanted to finish all the whips before the end of the year. I did get quite a few done, and I'm proud of myself for that. I believe I've gotten about 6 or 7 of them done, and I'm okay with that. I believe that I did decide that not now, because I can't afford to buy the yarn now anyway, but I think that the best thing for me, like right now, I'm going to count it as whipped. I'm going to count it as finished, and I already took it off of my whip list. That triangle that I showed you with the leftover yarn from the cardigan that I made in the color Groot, that's Mandela, that's the 3-weight yarn. And again, I can use it as a bandana if I want. But I honestly think that once, you know, everything settles down and I am able to buy that yarn, I will turn it into a shawl. I'm going to buy one more skein and just work it up. Because even though it's, you know, cute as a bandana, it's oversized, it's okay. I don't think I'm ever going to use it because I'm not really a bandana kind of girl. I'm not really a hat kind of girl. Unless it's the hat that I just designed, because I like the way those look on me. But like bucket hats and cat beanies and the cinch beanies, they don't really look good on me. Slouch beanies look good on me. And the granny stitch beanies that I make, I love the way those look on me, and I made a few for myself. And if you've watched most of my videos, or you know me, you know that that's how all of this started. Like, I make it for myself first and see how it comes out, because technically I wanted to learn how to crochet to make things for myself, because honestly, I couldn't afford to buy a sweater the way I wanted it. And not only because they're expensive, but because I am a top-heavy girl. And I did gain a little bit of weight this past year or so, which hopefully I will be losing soon. But anyway, I am very top heavy, and it's very hard for me to find sweaters I don't really wear, but like even cardigans, like, you know, to fit up here, they have to be wider, and ever since I was a teenager, it's always been hard for me to find clothes that fit me right. Because even when I was thinner and I was skinny at one point, I always had big boobies. Um, and it was always hard for me to find. I can't wear every style of shirt. I can't, some things just make me even look bigger than what I am. And I wanted to make things that fit me a certain way. And even like oversized, like, because I'm so top heavy, like it was either big where it was huge, or an oversized would be like fit me the right way because I am, just the way that I am. And again, I realized I was allergic to something that I was eating that was causing me to not be able to digest my food right. And, I did put on more weight than I wanted to, but I'm sure that I will go down like I did the last time once, I get it out of my system. But anyway, regardless of whether I have no stomach, like my stomach is flat, or, I lose weight in my midsection, yes, this might go down a little bit, but it still doesn't go down that much. And it's very difficult for me to find clothes that looks right on me. So the whole reason that I wanted to the whole reason that I wanted to learn how to crochet was to make stuff for me. So I make stuff for myself, and if I like the way it looks, if I like the way it fits, then that's when I will, make it to put up on my website, if anyone wants it. And I do believe that this is the right size. Squares, yeah. Yeah, squares are the same size? I think so, yes. Okay, so it was a 5.5. We're going to snip this right here, where this one is still kind of big, right? So we're going to put this one back in the box. And I made this. Oh. I made this little box. So that's one square. So this square is from the other day. We're going to put this aside. And I don't know, I'm just very tired today. I had a long day. What in the world? Okay, there we go. Now, I don't know what this is from. This was in this little basket that I had, this little container. I love this. I don't remember. My friend was going to throw it out or give it away or whatever. It's like, I think it used to be green and it was painted gold. I don't know. But I took it because I love saving stuff like that and repurposing it. So I keep all my scraps in there. And I found this little square. I don't know what I was doing. I think it's when I was learning how to make granny squares. I don't know. But we're going to use it. Now, it had this white already attached. And I think I do have a ball of white. So, do you think that I should maybe grab a ball of white and add it to the pile? I think I have a small one. I think I might do that. But anyway, it's time to pick. So, I'm not looking. This is sage green, although that's not what it's looking like. Okay, that's going to be interesting. That's the whole point, right? I really didn't get to pick these colors. These colors were all scrap that I had lying around somewhere. Ends of skeins that I was using. And I used some of my scrap yarn up already, which now I'm kind of like kicking myself. Because when I was teaching myself how to make the hats, most of those hats were made from scrap yarn. Because I thought, you know, what better way to learn how to make hats than to use up the scrap yarn, because if they didn't look good, then I could always rip them out, you know? And now I don't want to rip them out. They look so adorable. I just want to, like, keep them. I actually have to take pictures of them to put them up. And they look beautiful. But if I hadn't, you know, made them, I would have had more yarn for this. But it is what it is, right? Oh, this is going to look funky, y'all. I don't know. This one's going to be the test, right? When I'm done with this one, this is the first one that's really going to be, like, funky. Because these colors, I don't think anybody would put these together on purpose. And again, this is a blanket, and I have to remind myself that this is just for fun, right? This whole project is just for fun, because it gives me, like, a way to use up my scrap yarn. I get to do something special for this Vlogmas, which is my first Vlogmas. So it's, you know, I'm a little behind, but we're going to catch up. And then we're going to make sure that we have 2 squares every day. 1, 2, 3. And at the end, whatever comes out of it, it's just my, I guess, reward for Vlogmas, which is a nice, comfy blanket. And hopefully it'll be big enough that, you know, it'll be one blanket. And then next year we can do it again, hopefully. And I'll have another blanket. And we will just keep making a blanket for Vlogmas. And that will hopefully be the tradition. And I'll have something, you know, for every year I do Vlogmas. And that's what I would like. So it really doesn't matter if it's funky. I like funky. But we're going to see how it looks. Now, this one is definitely going to have more than 3 colors because we already have this multicolor white and this sage green. And I'm not doing this sage green all the way around. We are on 1, 2, 3, row 3. So, you know what? Let's do it in true Mary Jo fashion. We're not even gonna, we're going to roll out a little bit before the square is even finished. And it's really weird how sometimes I cut out just enough, which is not what I want. But we're gonna cut it right there. We're gonna pick another color, so we're gonna leave that one out, right? So let's see, what should I pick? Let's see, what should I pick? No. Here. Purple. Okay. Okay. So we are going to tie these on right now. And I am going to go work on this a little bit. And I'll come back and show you what I got, right? So let's see how this works out. Okay, so I'm back, and sorry, I don't know if you heard that, but I put my Vampire Diaries on because I actually like to unwind to this show before I go to sleep. And it is late now. I'm not, I think it's like midnight, I don't know. But I did make, I think 3 more squares. I made this one. You know, I wasn't sure about it, but it's kind of growing on me now. And I made this one. And the purple is a lot darker than it's coming up on the camera. And this one. Now, I love how, like, I just cut the yarn off in wherever, and it just makes, like, I don't know, I love my squares like this. Let me know if you like them or if you like the more traditional squares. Now, I also made, like, some of the, I emptied this basket out. If you remember, it was a lot in there. And these are, like, not as small as these were. But these are the only ones I have left in here. Now, in my basket, I changed it from that to this because it's easier to, like, toss them around. Let me see if you could see. Like, okay, there you go. Can you see that? I have a ton of yarn in there, and there are a few small ones, like this one and this one, but I think there's still, like, too much to make a center, so I left them in here, and I just, like, toss it around and grab one. Now, you know, I wish this one was a little bit smaller because I kind of know when I'm grabbing this one. But what I've been doing is, like, I can't really see the way I have it, so what I would do is just pick a square that I already started and just go down here and just grab something. And I grabbed white. And I'll just do a couple of clusters with this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do something different this time. Now, it is almost time for me to go to sleep. And now I'm putting these in here. So I'm going to grab the other one. And I did grab the giant purple. We're just going to go with it, man. So I'm going to tie it onto the purple. I kind of didn't want the purple, but, you know, what I grab is what I grab. That's why those look so funky. Because whatever I grabbed is what I grabbed. And in order to avoid grabbing the same color, although there are some in there that are the same color, just different, like, balls of yarn. And if I pick one of those, then I won't use the same color, you know? But when they get small enough, they're going to go in here so we can do more centers. Now, I don't know if I should just cut this one too and grab the third one. Let's do it. Now this will stay in here so that I don't grab the same color, right? So we're going to do one more. I'm going to give it a little shake so that and we got this one. Now, this is different than the way I've been doing them, because normally I'll just use it while it's on the ball until, you know, whenever, and then I'll stop and add another one. But I'm not going to do this. I'm going to wrap up this video, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to see how much of this square I can get done. Now, I was able to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full squares, and these 3 little rounds that are left. And I didn't make any more rounds because I think I had like done 6, and I was only left with these, so I just left those in there. And I think that right now I might be close to adding some more. But we'll see what happens. I think that tomorrow I am going to do some more squares. Now, and, you know, if I can get the rest of the squares and catch up, then I will be okay with that. And if I have, and I feel okay and I can do more, then we'll probably work on the baby blanket. But I do have to what do you call that? Divide that skein of yarn that cake of yarn that I just got today, because I'm double stranding, right? So I am going to do that tomorrow, most likely, and divide up that cake and roll it up together, so that way when I start working on the blanket, I can just keep going. Y'all know how I like to do that. I was thinking of pulling from the inside and the outside, right? But the thing is that there's pink on the inside and pink on the outside. It starts with pink and it ends with pink. And they were all doing that. So, you know, I didn't want... I don't know if I should have pink on both sides, or if... I think that, you know what, what I think I want to do is I want to break it up and work from the middle, like wherever the middle is, because I'm ending with pink now, and to start with pink, that would just be way too much pink going through the whole thing. You know what I mean? Way too much pink. So I need to ball that up, and most likely I will do that tomorrow. And then whatever else we have time for, I will, you know, figure it out if there is more time to do something. Because I do want to make my friend a Christmas present. I want to make her a hat. And I think I have another hat to make, or maybe 2 more hats to make. And I'm not really stressing over those because, you know, the only one I might be a little bit stressed over is the one for my friend, because she wants a style hat that I've never made before. But the other 2 I'm okay with, and they should only take me about an hour and a half at the most. And, you know, that's not a big deal for me. And I can do both hats in like one day, and, you know, probably start the 3rd one. I know what to do. I just have to, I've just never done one before. I think I'm going to have to do a little math and watch another tutorial, maybe. Even though I don't follow the tutorials, I just try to find, like, the measurements, you know? But, I also want to make a Santa hat. And like I think I was saying earlier, I really would like to finish all my whips, but I'm trying to look at things a little more realistically now, because we are at day 10, which means that we have, what, 15 days left till Christmas. And I really did want to make a cardigan for me to wear on Christmas. So even though the cardigans, I can finish one in like 2 days. You know, if I'm having a good day, I can probably finish one in 2 to 3 days. I think within 8 hours I can get one finished. But I also don't want to be rushing like I normally am. So I think I'm going to do this. And let me know if you think that it's a good idea. Like, I'm thinking that I'm going to take the rest of this week, because week is halfway done, right? It's Wednesday. So this week I'm going to catch up on my squares and make sure that I have, I'm where I'm supposed to be with these squares, and work on that blanket, because that blanket has to get done. And I know I've been procrastinating because it has been a little stressful. But that's okay. That's okay. I want to have that blanket done. And if I can get that blanket done before this weekend or before Saturday, then what I want to do is see what other started projects that I might be able to finish. I think the one I want to really focus on is going to be that hexie cardigan, because whatever yarn I don't use from that, whatever yarn is left over, whatever scraps is left over from those colors, they're going into that, the squares, the orange and purple squares that I showed you. I want to make the rest of that blanket out of whatever leftover Halloween yarn that was used for the cardigans. So I kind of need that project to be done in order to finish another one. And I also want to work a little bit on my big blanket, because it's the same thing. I need whatever yarn is left over from that blanket, whatever scraps are going to be left over, I'm going to need those for the other blanket. I mean, the other squares. The ones that we did, the bigger squares, right? So I want to see how much of those two projects I can get done by Saturday. And starting Sunday, I would like to work on the hats that I'm going to need as gifts, and my cardigan that I'm going to wear on Christmas. Now, I might ask y'all maybe to help me pick one, because I was thinking of making it in the Christmas yarn, right? And I don't know if I'll have time to do both and then decide which one I want. But I was going to do a Christmas hexie cardigan with the red, the green, and that mixed color that I showed in one of my videos. But I also do have, that I bought specifically to make a cardigan for Christmas time, is the green puzzle yarn. Now, I don't know if I want to have a you know, bright, wild cardigan, or if I want a more, you know, classic, classic, more toned down cardigan for Christmas. Now, what would be great is if I could do both and then choose. Or maybe make one. I was also thinking, because I saw something on my Pinterest, and it was more like a coat, like it wasn't a hexie, and it kind of looked more like a winter coat than, you know, like a cardigan. It was made with chunky yarn, I believe. It was just a picture. And it was worked, like it was the rows going this way. And it looked like it was probably all done in half double crochet. And it looked really, really warm. It had a hood and it had buttons. And I really like that. It kind of reminded me of, you know, the hood that I put on my Halloween cardigan, which I don't think I've showed y'all yet, but that is going to be a video that's coming up very soon, because I need some filler videos. I think that I'm going to take one day that I'm feeling well and just make a whole bunch of videos throughout the day, so that, you know, like, if there's a day where I need a break, I still have a video for you guys. But that cardigan has a hoodie and it has buttons, and it's, in my opinion, just beautiful. Just very loud though. And I was thinking of maybe making, like, what do you think if I make the colorful one in a hexie, right? With those bright Christmas colors. And I don't know if I have enough of the puzzle yarn, because I think I only bought 4 skeins. I mean, I think I can always get more skeins if I need to order them. Even if I order them on Amazon, I know that if I order them on Amazon, if they're not too expensive, they can get here on time. But I really didn't want to order or buy any more yarn, because I really don't have... I'm really not able to do that at the moment. But maybe because it's a thicker, chunky yarn, it'll go as far as I want it to go. So I was thinking of maybe instead of making 2 hexie cardigans, I can make the hexie one out of the bright yarn and use the puzzle yarn to make kind of like a coat like that, and then decide which one I want to wear. So you give me your opinion. Would you like... Do you think it's a good idea to do one of each? Or should I just make a hexie cardigan out of both of them? But the goal is to this week get as much as I possibly can off of my list, and of my whip list, and then work on Christmas stuff. And then if I get all the Christmas stuff done before Christmas, then I can work on the rest of my whips and see how much I can get done. Because the only thing I want to do throughout the day that's not going to be like, you know, like Christmas present related, will be these squares. And I hope I have, yes, I do. And I'll have a little bit left, not much, but it'll go in there. And we're going to see how this square looks, and then I think I'm going to end this video. And you guys can leave down in the comment what you think. And I would love to hear your opinion. Here we go.
Do you like tequila? Yes, but not as much as bacon. In my day, it was all about lamb. No one thought to cure pig fat. God, you have the most beautiful smile.
Okay. All right. This is what I have left. So this is going to go in there, so that I can use it for the center of another square. And that's how I'm going to get my centers, with these little pieces of scrap. And if I have to tie them on like I did that, you know, to go around all the way, I'm okay with that. So this is what my last square looks like. And it's funny because I always like wonder when I pick these random colors whether it's going to look nice or not. And then it comes out looking like that. And I love it. And I can't wait to see all of them like put together. I think this is going to be like the prettiest granny square blanket. But maybe I'm biased. I don't know. But, yeah, so today I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 full granny squares. Let me know if you think that that's a lot or a little. I think that, you know, I wish I would have started earlier and I could have done more. I mean, you know, I think I only worked for about 2 hours or something like that today. So, you know, it wasn't as many as I would like. Maybe 3 hours. I don't know. I honestly don't. I lost track. I did lose track. I think, and at this point, I don't even know how long it takes. It took me, what, 25 minutes to make this one? 20 minutes? So, you know, in an hour, I can get, so probably about 2 hours, because in an hour, I can get 3 done. So, you know, let me know whether you think that's a good amount or not. And I want to say thank you so much to one of my subscribers, Peggy, and you comment every day. And seeing you comment and enjoying my videos, that makes me feel good, because that's all I'm really striving for. So thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you think about the squares. And tomorrow I will be doing a video about everything that I've made up until now. I might wait till Friday to do that video so that I have more things. But it's not going to be fun sewing in all these ends. I mean, it's not all, because I do tie it, but there's 2 ends. So, you know, we'll see. I'm definitely not going to do that on screen. I don't know whether or not I'm going to make more squares while I edit this video, or whether I'll weave in some ends while I'm making this video. I think I'd rather make the squares. But thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel. I would love to go live and chat with y'all. And I can't do that until I hit 50 subscribers. And I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm at, I believe, 41 subscribers now. And I know that's not a lot. And I know that there are people who have been on here for about the same amount of time that I have. And they have way more. And that's okay. You know, like, I'm not trying to take anything away from anybody. And that's awesome that, you know, they have as many followers as they do. I just hope that I get, you know, up there one day. And I'm just very happy for my 41 subscribers. And if I can get 50 subscribers before the end of this year and get to go live with y'all, that would be like the best Christmas present ever. So if you're watching this and you're not subscribed yet, just subscribe, please. I mean, it costs you nothing. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and if you want, you can hit that little bell and it'll tell you when I'm on. But I'm going to say goodnight because I'm getting a little delirious. And I still have to at least upload this video. And maybe end up editing it in the morning. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great night. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.